حتى ولو لصحاب قلال اني يا راهي بالوان ولات كي زرزومية شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور فسدوا كل شي وخربوا في الحال سيبوا لا شتا ولا خريف زاد قلت لهم خليوني ربيعي سيد الريام نهديلو الياسمين فسدوا كل شي وخربوا في الحال سيبوا لا شتا ولا خريف زاد قلت لهم خليوني ربيعي سيد الريام نهديلو الياسمين شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور شي دخان ما نشرب كيسة للبدام ياك حسبوني إمام بالصحة أنا بالرج نشرب من كل بحيرة ياك عطشان ديما أنا والله ما منكم ما تتبع طريقكم ياك خطوني منكم قعدوا يكذبوا على الغاشي اللي ماشي واللي ماشي ما خلوا حتى شي شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور شوية لي مون كور شوية لي بون ديو شوية لي بون ديو بزاف المون كور
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. In the deep, you have my heart inside.
You're the lucky one, so I've been told, as free as the wind blowing down the road. Loved by many, hated by none. I'd say you were lucky, cause I know what you've done. Caring the world, not a worry inside. Everything's gonna be alright, cause you're the lucky one. You're the lucky one, always having fun. A jack of all trades, a master of none. You look at the world with a smiling eye and laugh at the devil as the train rolls by. Give you a song and a one-night stand. You'll be looking at a happy man, cause you're the lucky one. Well, you're blessed, I guess, by never knowing which road you're choosing. To you, the next best thing to playing and winning is playing and losing. You're the lucky one, and know that now. Don't ask you why, when, where, how. You look at the world with a smiling eye and you laugh at the devil as the train rolls by. Give you a song and a one-night stand, and you'll be looking at a happy man, cause you're the lucky one. You'll be looking at a happy man, cause you're the lucky one.
This is not a race. things above, of Jesus and His glory, of Jesus and His love. I love to tell the story, because I know 'tis true. It satisfies my longings as nothing else can do. I love to tell the story, 'twill be my theme in glory, to tell the old story of Jesus and His love.
I love to tell the story for those who know it best, seem hungry and thirsty to
quite substantially smaller. Now, giraffes are what we call browse feeders. So I just put a little bit of browse up here for Makulu, but you can probably pick up already that he's not quite interested in it. He's more interested in the bucket of carrots that I've got here for him to feed on. Now, carrots are just a treat for these guys that we use when we're doing training or presentations like this. Giraffes will consume somewhere between sort of 30 to 40 kilos worth of leafy material each per day, and they're a little bit like the cows of the sky, so they will wander and just slowly sort of consume food. So about 8-9 hours a day that they'll do this. Giving Makulu carrots this morning though, however, allows me to demonstrate to you how they do feed. And the first thing that's really noticeable about a giraffe, well, besides their very long neck, is also their very long tongue as well. Giraffe tongues can get up to about 50 centimetres in length, and you may notice as well when I hold a carrot out for Makulu, he'll actually curl the tip of his tongue around the carrot and pull it back into his mouth. Now, this is what we call a prehensile tongue. So it acts a little bit like an extra digit for these guys to feed. So what they'll do is they'll wind their nice long tongues in around a bit of browse, and they'll pull backwards and pull all those lovely leaves off. Giraffes, however, will also consume bark, strip bark off, and they'll also chew sort of on smaller twigs as well. Now, can anybody tell me what colour Makulu's tongue is? Yes. Grey? Beautiful. Some people say grey, blue, purple, black. They'd all be correct answers. Giraffe tongues, just the tip of it though, are all those nice dark colours, and there's a really good reason for this. Like I was saying before, if these guys are spending a good 8-9 hours a day feeding, they need a little bit of sun protection for their tongue. If you can imagine, if you tried to put your little tongue out into the sunlight for that long part of the day, it would end up quite sore, blistered and burnt. So for this reason, these guys have got some protection there. Now, unlike us, we're lucky enough to have tissues, but giraffes can't use tissues. So for that, it's really lucky that their tongues are long enough to get up into their nostrils. But their nostrils are also very cool as well because they are musculated. So what this means, if there's a bit of a dust storm picks up, they can automatically close their nostrils, and that, along with their long, beautiful eyelashes, protects their face. Being able to close your nostrils is also really handy as well if you want to make sure that no insects are going to go up your nose while you're feeding on browse too. Now, both male and female giraffes have horns, and they've both got 5 horns each. Giraffes have 2 very small horns that sit up on their ears. They're pretty hard to see. Otherwise, they've got these 2 nice, really big, easy identifiable ones up on top. But they've also got this nice big one in the centre of their face as well, their median horn there. Now, females do have smaller horns than males, but they may definitely use them when they're trying to defend their young against any predators. Males, however, they'll use their horns a little bit more when they're competing with other male giraffes. So they may be competing for area or territory, but they may also be competing for breeding rights to a female as well. So what males will do, you'll have 2 males that will stand near each other or side by side, and they'll do what we call necking. So that's when they swing their really long neck and they hit their big heads into each other to prove who's the strongest. Now, these bouts are usually quite short, but they can last up to about half an hour in duration as well. Now, this also brings me then to this umpily sort of look that Makulu's got on his head. And what males tend to do is, as they're competing like this, they'll chip off small parts of their skull, but then that will refuse, and what they're doing is they're pretty much building bone upon bone upon bone. So as they do this, they're getting a nice thick skull. So in theory, if you're the biggest giraffe with the biggest and thickest skull, you should be able to give and take the hardest hit. Now, if you were a little giraffe calf, your mum would give birth to you standing up. So if you have a look at our female later, you may notice that's a good 1.5 to sometimes 2 metres drop that these little babies will have to make. But in saying that, if you were a giraffe calf, you would come out already weighing about 80 kilos and being about 2 metres tall. Like all good ungulates though, you would be on your feet in no time, and your mum would be sheltering you as well. Now, giraffes do tend tend to move pretty slowly, but if they need to get somewhere quick or if they're startled, they can definitely get up to high speeds. They'll top out at about 60 kilometres per hour. And to put that into perspective, that's about the same speed that a lion will top out as well. So they can definitely move quick if they need to. Now, did anybody have any questions for me? Anything you've always wanted to know about giraffes? Yes?
I like about the giraffes because their horns are bumpy and they look like buffalo giraffes.
They're pretty cool, aren't they? They're nice, tough horns as well. Well, when giraffes are born, their horns aren't actually attached. So it's a bit easier on mum, isn't it? So over the next few days, few weeks, they'll stand upright and then they'll fuse to the skull. So like I was saying, these guys are both 15 years old, but giraffes can get to about the age of 25. And there are different types of giraffe too, and they can differ in their geographical range, and they also differ in what their spots look like as well. Was there another question over here? Yeah. Yeah, good question. So Makulu here, he's 5 metres tall. Like I said, he weighs a little bit over 1.2 tonne. But male giraffes can get to about 6 metres tall, and they can weigh an extra couple of 100 kilos on top of that as well. Alright guys, if there weren't any more questions for me, fantastic. That means you're all giraffe experts now, so congratulations. Thank you very much for your attention, guys, and I hope you enjoy your day at Melbourne Zoo today. Thank you.
Take the treats away and see if you're letting around. Thank you.
Mummy,
Just say, excuse me. There we go. Put your legs down now, pal. No, he's following the carrot.
ما نخليش ولا قلب حزين نصبح غنوة للعاشقين ما نخليش ولا قلب حزين يا اللي تعذبت كتير اسبقني يا قلبي وطير يا اللي تعذبت كتير اسبقني يا قلبي وطير اسبقني وقول لحبيبي انا جاي على طول يا حبيبي اسبقني وقول لحبيبي انا جاي على طول يا حبيبي الحقني اوام الحقني اوام الحقني عالجنة الحلوة اسبقني
كل مرة منلتقي بيبدأ الحكي وبيصير يسألني ولا بيسمع جواب، وبدل ما يقلي يا حلوي شو بكي بيمضى الوقت كله عتاب بعتاب. ما بتتعب دخلك ولو تعاتبني لطلوع الضو، احكي لك شي كلمة حلوة تشوي نغير هالجو.
ما بتتعب دخلك ولو تعاتبني لطلوع الضو، احكي لك شي كلمة حلوة تشوي نغير هالجو.
سماني غير العتاب وخلينا أحباب، واللي بحبك أنا بحبك كل ما القمر غاب.
سمعني غير العتاب وخلينا أحباب،
واللي بحبك أنا بحبك كل ما القمر غاب. أوف أوف خلينا نغني يا حبيبي حتى طلوع الضوء.
بتتعب دخلك ولو تعاتبني لطلوع الضو، احكي لك شي كلمة حلوة تشوي نغير هالجو.
بكفي حاجة تعاتبني وتجيبلي أخبار، وتزعلني وتراضيني وتعصب وتغار.
بكفي حاجة تعاتبني وتجيب لي أخبار،
وتزعلني وتراضيني وتعصب وتغار. أوف خلينا نغني يا حبيبي حتى طلوع الضوء.
بتتعب دخلك ولو تعاتبني لطلوع الضو، احكي لك شي كلمة حلوة تشوي نغير هالجو.
ما بتتعب دخلك ولو تعاتبني لطلوع الضوء، احكي لك شي كلمة حلوة تشوي نغير هالجو. ما بتتعب تعاتبني لطلوع الضوء.
شغلوني وشغلوا النوم عن عيني ليالي، ساعة أبكي وساعة يبكي علي حالي. شغلوني وشغلوا النوم عن عيني ليالي، ساعة أبكي وساعة يبكي علي حالي. ليالي 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 عهدي وغالي مهما جرالي. كان الجمال عندي زهرة وبتعدي ما بين خيالي العين. عشق جمالها يوم ويفوت عليها النوم انساها بعد يومين. ايه اللي خلى الفكر يروح ويقابله من غير ما يقولي؟ مين اللي قال عيون
تعشق هواه وتشوفه قبلي
Alrighty, so we have a few minutes before our presentation starts today, but thanks for joining us here at the zoo. Clearly it wasn't a very original idea to come to the zoo today. We do have a very, very busy day. Is there anyone here that thought, oh, it'll be a nice quiet day to come to the zoo? Not many people. Surprise! It is very busy indeed, but that's all right. And I'm glad you're all here to see our seal presentation today. You are going to get to meet one of the seals that we have here at the zoo a little bit more up close and personal. Now, does anyone here actually know how many seals we have at the zoo? I'll give you a clue. It's somewhere between 3 and 5. 4. Anyone have a stab at it? Want to have a guess for me? 4. Give me a high five. We do indeed have 4 seals here at the zoo. Fantastic effort. So you're going to get to meet one of those seals. The little girl that you're going to get to meet today, her name is Babe. And Babe's 6 years old. She's the youngest seal we have here at the zoo. Now, throughout our presentation today, I am going to need a little bit of audience help. Now, it's nothing too difficult. You'll work it out as we go along, but just to give you a heads up, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just to say hello to our seal. Now, I figure it's only fair that I teach you how to say hello in seal. So when Babe comes out, she'll give you a bit of a wave, and her wave looks a little bit like this. So that's how we're going to say hello back to Babe. Can everyone practice their big Babe waves for me, please? Fantastic. Let's see them up there for me. Brilliant. You've got to have a really nice, enthusiastic wave. Tuck your elbow into your side there. Your naturals. Fantastic. You guys are going to pick it up just fine. Alrighty, now happy Easter, of course. We do have Easter today, which is very exciting. School holidays happening. Do you have anyone here on school holidays at the moment? Oh, I heard lots of kids cheer. I didn't hear a lot of adults cheer then. It's only 2 weeks, you'll be fine. Fantastic. You're on school holidays? Brilliant. It's good fun, isn't it? Is anyone else here for a special occasion though, besides it being Easter and school holidays? Have any special occasions? Over here, what do we have? Had to be all out the other end, didn't it? Oh no, you were just saying hello. Oh dear. Let's make up happy birthday to you. Anyone here? Any birthdays? No. That's bizarre. There we go. It's just Easter. That's a special enough occasion for me. That'll be fine. All right, we'll get started in about 2 minutes' time.
You want smart, huh?
Alrighty, once again, if you are down in the deep, if you wish to make your way up the ramps to our main display area, that's where you'll get the best view of our Seal the Loop presentation, which is set to start in about 1 minute's time. It's Fantastic. I can see lots of Zoo members' lanyards out there. Fantastic. Lots of Zoo members here today, which is great. You're obviously all relatively local if you're Zoo members. Do we have any international guests here today? Anyone that's travelled from really far away? Fantastic. Where have you come from? The US. Whew. Pressure's on today. All the way from the US just to see our Seal the Loop presentation. Sure, that's why you're here. Over here, where are you guys from? From the UK. Fantastic. Is anyone really local? Anyone that's really, really close? Where are you from? Across the road. I love it. Just walked across the road to come on over. So we've got people from the Avenue across the road, all the way from the US, the UK, just for our Seal the Loop presentation today. That's fantastic. We are set to start very shortly. You know what they say, never work with children and animals. We'll get there. About 30 seconds away. Bay's ready. She's ready to go. It's the keepers we're waiting on.
There I go, it's running.
Alrighty, it looks like we are just about ready to go. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for our special 15-minute presentation of Seal the Loop. Now what we are about to experience together today is the result of continuous training and dedication from our zookeepers and our seals. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce some members of our Wild Sea team. Please put your hands together and make them feel welcome. Now up the very front here we have Zookeeper JV heading across the front there. Everyone give him a wave. We didn't practice it, just looks like this. I knew you'd pick it up. Fantastic. And then of course at the front here we have Zookeeper James, and he's working with Bay, who's our 6-year-old female Australian fur seal. Do I give her that big Bay wave back? Fantastic job. I love that you remembered that one. So our highly skilled zookeepers spend long periods of time working and training with each seal in order to develop a very special trust. Now, we have 4 seals that call Wild Sea home, and each of them has been rescued from life-threatening circumstances and can no longer be returned out into the wild. So this is their new home, and everyone here today plays an important part in their care, including you. So how did they come to be here, and what are their stories? We're actually going to hear Bay's story today and find out just how she came to be with us here at Melbourne Zoo. So imagine Bay here as a very young seal pup off the coast of Victoria somewhere, learning how to survive by watching her mother. So Bay learns how to dive off the rocks. She learns to swim. Yeah, give her a round of applause, indeed. That's pretty impressive. Good on you guys. She learns to swim quickly and efficiently. May's a bit of a slow learner sometimes. She also learns how to keep herself cool.
What's wrong with her?
And Bay learns how to avoid predators. And then one day, whilst out at sea, a huge storm develops, creating gigantic crashing waves. Creating gigantic waves. Not those sort of waves, babe, but we'll go with it. Great effort anyway, I like your enthusiasm. But once the storm passed, tired and exhausted, Bay found herself alone and separated from her mother. After a while, she went off searching for her mum. She searched high and low, far and wide, but to no avail. After a few days without any proper food, Bay was tired and exhausted. She managed to find her way to the shore, where she fell asleep. Luckily, Bay was rescued and brought into Melbourne Zoo for rehabilitation. Now, Bay hadn't learnt the skills that she needed to survive out on her own in the wild, so Melbourne Zoo was made her permanent home, and it's here that Bay's story continues. Now, seals are very intelligent animals, and they learn a lot by watching and copying behaviours, but we can also learn a thing or two from our seals. So we're just going to have a watch out there today and see if Bay can teach us something. So you might have noticed Bay spotted some fishing waste, some net out in the ocean there. Let's see if she knows just where to put that. Fantastic. Now Bay is pretty passionate about making sure our fishing waste and our fishing line ends up not just in any bin, but in a special Seal the Loop bin. And the reason it's so important that our fishing waste doesn't end up in our waterways is because very easily seals can ingest that or even become entangled in that waste. Just like Bay's showing you now, and quite often with fatal consequences. She's such a drama queen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, each and every one of you can help us out today. Help save seals. If you recycle any of your plastics you have on you today and put them in the recycling bins around the zoo, we actually melt those down and turn them into those tangler bins like you can see up the front here. We're placing those bins all around the coast of Victoria to give people a place to dispose of their fishing line and fishing net, which may have otherwise ended up in our waterways. Do you guys think you can help us out with this? Yeah. I'm sorry. Do you guys think you can help us out with this? Yeah. Oh, that was much better now. Bay's actually going to ask you to go one step further today, and she'd actually like you to join her in making a promise. Making a pledge to help save seals. So what I need everyone to do for me is I need you to raise your right hands up in the air for me. Fantastic. Bay's going to lead us down here. And I'm going to get you to repeat after me. I promise, when I'm out at the beach, to place all my fishing waste in a tangler bin to help seal the loop. Fantastic. Give yourselves a big round of applause, guys. That was sensational. Thank you for making that promise for us and our seals today. But let me go to the authority. How'd we go, James? She does look a little bit confused.
Did he seal, maybe?
Okay, I can try and do it in seal. So, Oh dear. Look, I might need you guys to help me out here. Hopefully your seal's a little bit better than mine. Let's have a go at doing the pledge in seal for Bay out here today. Can everyone raise their right flippers up in the air for me this time? And I'm going to get you to repeat after me. Oath, oath. Oath, oath, oath. Oath. Oath, oath, oath. That was fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause. You've made Bay a very happy seal. She looks pretty content in that fact. Oh, yes, we did a much better job. Fantastic. Now, guys, Bay would really like you to remember our Seal the Loop message here at the zoo. And she does have a special way of showing us that, but for this part, I actually need a volunteer from the audience. So I need, fantastic, I can see a zoo member up the back there. Come on down for me. You're going to become the latest member of our Wild Sea team here at the zoo. All right, what's your name?
Edie.
Fantastic. Everyone welcome Edie. Seakeeper Edie down the front here. Now, Edie, what we would like you to do is we want you to get Bay, jump in the water, jump out and touch that tangle bin with her nose. All right, it's actually quite easy. All you need to do is you need to give her this cue. Looks like that. Can you have a practice for me? Fantastic. You're an absolute natural. Alrighty. What we're going to do is we're going to help out Edie. On the count of 3, I need everyone here to yell out, Seal the Loop. And then Edie's going to give the cue and amazing things are going to happen. All right, we ready? 1, 2, 3. Seal the Loop. Fantastic. Guys, thank you for joining us for our special presentation. up the back. Those going to spend a little bit more time interacting with our behind-the-scenes guests up the back there. But thank you for joining us. If you make your way out this way, you will head past our penguins on your way out. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Melbourne Zoo. Thanks for coming along.
Something that I must tell. Last night someone rang our doorbell.